cruises through the property, they say, well, what's going to be here, what's going to be there, what's going to be there. And all we can talk about at this point in time is our dream, okay? Very loosely, our dream. We cannot talk specifics at all until we have, you know, the coordinated efforts with the townships.
Understood.
Commissioner Everts, I think you had something.
Yeah, I just have a couple of things. And excuse me, I had my
No,
back to you.
please.
Just sometimes my voice doesn't carry, so let me just turn this
Okay.
way. A couple of things. One, I'm pleased, because I was going to ask the question, that you actually already shared that you remain open to working with us and our new planner once we designate those, that person. And the reason for that is that this, and I think I speak for my board members, is that we remain very sensitive to the importance of, while it is, you're thinking of it as a single campus, not split between two municipalities, there are some, from a municipal standpoint,
Oh, of course.
there are some
Of course.
significant ramifications of that.
Sure.
And a part of it obviously is the, you know, for me, the revenue that's generated for the municipality, what the amount of revenue we have to make up, which we all, you know, deal with every day. But it's also the integration of the planning on how we integrate something that fits with, one, with our community, and two, actually can help foster a more robust business district on Franklin Avenue. Right, and that we're not doing anything ultimately that would be detrimental to that. So we haven't had a chance to talk about it in a while. I just want to echo, that remains very,
No, we
very
have not
important
lost
for
sight
us.
of that at all.
Yeah,
We have not lost sight
No,
of that, nor will we.
Right, and I think that with your, you know, with a planner on board, as a planner begins to look at your overall town and how those connections and interactions work, right?
Yeah.
And we think, quite frankly, it would be great to be able to create some kind of either walking path or bike path
Pathway
or
right down.
connection to Franklin.
That would be the
you know,
best.
through the back way. Would
We
be,
would encourage
yeah,
that.
be great to
And
see
so-
that kind of back and forth, right?
The nature of the connectedness is very important.
Yep.
And I'll also share, you know, we've been fortunate enough that because of the temporary aid that we received, we've been able to be a little bit more patient about how this, what's the timeline for redevelopment and the conversion of this. The state is getting a little bit more anxious about, you know, so what is it gonna be and when, because of the nature of what the
Sure.
state budget looks like. So, you know, today we benefit from $5.5 million worth of aid, which I believe you are well aware of. We're fortunate in that it covers not only the municipality, but the school and the county. So the taxpayers have been benefiting from the fact that a substantial portion of the tax revenue loss has been 100% funded by that aid structure. And so just the idea of the fact is that if we were to lose that, and we're under increasing pressure to get more clarity around how this is gonna convert and what is that number ultimately gonna be. I just wanna stress that I'm looking forward to the ideation piece of this divisioning session. I've been-
As they relate to the taxes or the
There
entire
we go.
project?
Well, yeah,
Now we're gonna have a
you
spelling
know, it's an
test.
interesting concept, right? You know, ideation around taxes, I like that. But the idea of participating in those sessions to do that, because I think not only is it important for, obviously for you guys to land on what it is, it's also important for us to understand, and for the benefit of the residents, what this will become. And ultimately, our goal and our effort here overall is to avoid any significant negative consequence on the conversion and the loss of it.
Well, Tom, I think that one of the things that you know, we'll begin to discuss with your redevelopment council and your planner, so right, is you know, we have to do a series of some subdivisions now on the property. I think
Yeah,
we pointed out that the lots are kind of all
Messed up.
messed up is the way to put
It's
it, right?
probably
So,
easiest.
but within that, right, so we need to begin to look at the individual ratables on each of these buildings, whether or not they're beneficial pilots to the town, actually, right? I mean, we all know the town does better with revenue, right, from the pilot at the end of the day. I think everyone takes as a misnomer, they think it's some kind of tax holiday or break for some property owner, when it's not. I mean, the benefit of this is structuring this is, it puts more revenue directly in the municipal's budget, and unfortunately it takes away from the county, but counties are used to it, that's the way it happens.
Yeah.
So I think that.
You can't miss the school.
Right, well,
Yep.
that's a discussion that you have with your school board, and I know,
That's
there's a lot of talking and discussion back and forth, but that doesn't have to take them out, right? Just a question of allocation once
Yeah.
you get all those extra
So,
funds.
in the first round with the pilot, it didn't take them out with the medical phase one piece.
Right.
So, obviously, again, there's a significant conversations, which I think will take a lot of time to work our way through, but, I just, my point was that I'm looking forward to where you said is that, when about 60 days, you have an idea of what this thing might map out to be. That's very important to us, to better understand, because, to avoid, the idea of piecemeal decisions without the context around what this whole site could
Sure.
be. And avoiding, something that said, gee, if we had known, or if we understood, and that's where we, as I said, your comment about still being open and working with the town, I was happy to hear that. I think it's gonna be important.
Okay.
Okay.